The numbers are going the way the numbers need to go, which is positive. He's upbeat. I have a feeling even if the numbers weren't going the way they need to go, he would be upbeat. Morningstar sat in there for an hour or so with him today. The medical team came in and gave Sorensen some good news about getting out. So he'll be out later today. That's great news. We have these headbands that we're going to celebrate him. That's somewhat of an embarrassing topic for him anytime he's the focus. I don't know if he's real comfortable with that. I've talked about that before, but Brewer alluded to it. And, he's a part of us. This isn't about us thinking of him. This isn't about anything other than he's a part of us. And, these battles are long battles, but stranger things have happened as far as, how people recover and, will he get on the mat again? I think we can probably be optimistic that that's a possibility. Not optimistic that he will, and like we're looking into a crystal ball or we're Nostradamus or we can predict the future, but optimistic that he could get on the mat. Stranger things have happened. So God is great. Anyway, that's the Sorensen update. We got a big dual meet back in Carver Hawkeye Arena, fired up. Nebraska coming to town. They have a team that they like. Their result this past weekend with Wisconsin would lend me to believe that they're going to try to right their ship a little bit. I don't think they performed like they wanted to perform in Madison, and we got to be ready regardless of how they performed. And really the focus is on us. It always is, and we got to be ready to go. Starting at 125 and going all the way through heavyweight. That's where we're at.
Coach Max had a couple more wins this weekend. Can you just talk about his progress, where you've seen his growth this year?
When you say Max, I pause because I don't call many people by their first name, so I couldn't really figure out who you were talking about.
Mirren.
I'm assuming the 41-pounder, Mirren. Good for him. I saw a ranking where he's 6 in one poll, so he's moving the right direction. He's doing well. I mean, we feel like his best wrestling is still out there, and he's going that direction right now. We're not, scratching our head. Last year, maybe a little bit, you're not really scratching your head, but let's get better from week to week, or let's get better from day to day, or let's get better from event to event. And I think some of those performances last year in his mind were moral victories, maybe. And I don't think he's thinking that way now. I think he wants to be king of the heap, king of the mountain. And in order to do that, you got to show up every time. You got to send messages to the rest of your weight class. And I think he's doing that better than he has previously. And that's what we need. That's what we need. So keep it going, stud. We got a big match this weekend with Chad Red.
How much of that growth comes with just another year of maturity?
You know how I feel and think about maturity, and you know that we expect a lot of our guys because when we recruit them, they expect a lot out of themselves. And so we're recruiting guys that want to be the best they can be. They want to win, graduate, do it right. They want to win world, Olympic, and national championships. And when you recruit those kind of guys, it's about, coming out of the chute, being the best that they can be. And so maturity, yeah, maybe some guys it takes a little bit of time, but doesn't have to.
You always talk about bonus points. Why has this group been able to do what they've done the last few weeks and really get those extra points?
Well, we do talk about bonus points, and the thing about bonus points is, and had a real good discussion with a guy that has a really sharp wrestling mind. His name is Chris Brewer. And we were talking about bonus points, and bonus points are hard to get. You have to work hard to get bonus points. And so to get them, you have to be intense for 7 minutes. Bonus points isn't a mismatch on paper. Bonus points isn't, oh, I'm going to catch the guy. Bonus points is a concerted, solid, steady effort the entire time on that mat. And Marinelli talked about it a little bit in some of the direction that he's taken from some of his coaches, where, early on, and sometimes he gets lost and just get the takedown, and then I'm going to put my trademark moves on these guys. And they feel them, and it's too early. And Thomas Gilman had to learn this as well. Gilman wasn't a real big bonus point guy either. And then all of a sudden he started speeding up his wrestling, where it was, take down, let him up, take him down, boom, and then right into stuff. And so, guys like DeSanto starting to use the pace of his match to get bonus points, but he's working hard. So the common denominator there is fast pace, working hard, right mentality. And Marinelli had the right mentality, but it was too slow. Take down hard rides, guys feel it, 2-0 with 2.5 minutes of riding time at the end of the first period. That's a good dominating performance on top, holding the guy down. But speed it up, and those bonus points, moves, back points, pinfalls, tech falls, take care of themselves.
Been a long time since you guys wrestled here at Carver. What does it mean to get back in front of the home crowd, especially for this 3-match stretch here?
Yeah, it seems like it's been a long time, but we just, wherever the calendar says we're at, we're going, and we love our fans, and this year is a unique year. This team is building steam. Sell out with Penn State, 10,000 people for Chattanooga. Who would have thought that? And now we got a good Nebraska team coming in, cross-state rival, Missouri River, and we just got to get ready. It's the next one on the calendar.
Notice the probable lineup doesn't have an either or in any way. Is this the lineup that people can kind of count on the rest of the way?
I don't know why we did it that way. It was more just keeping it simple. There's no reason why. We may weigh in. There might be some other guys in that weigh-in sheet. We have 40 guys ready to go. We got our depth ready to go, and just keep it a little bit simpler maybe.
Talked about it a little bit, but knowing Brandon's a private person, how important was it to have something tangible to honor him and celebrate him coming up?
First of all, it's great dealing with his support group, his girlfriend Kelsey, his mom, and they are the ones that make this stuff happen, because he wouldn't deal with it. He's a funny, principled guy that way. So that's the first thing. He's got a great support group that handles this stuff. And then at the end of the day, I know that he's appreciative. And the biggest thing is that, it's not important because it's just natural and it's pure that we love him and we're with him the whole way. And, he's got a place here forever. But it's also important for us to demonstrate that, because when you go into something like this, your future is in limbo, and the security issues. Paychecks, whatever. His job as a Hawkeye Wrestling Club, that's tied to competing at the international level. But, those worries, you can put them aside. And then just the boost in energy having, the Hawkeye faithful come and rally to him, and Kelsey and the marketing team putting this together with Josh Schamberger, and how they work together with compliance to make this happen. And it shows great support for one of our own, and his story it has to be told, because he's the example. And he was never, ever, not once a problem, not one time. And so, you talk about, you want to know about how much of that is maturity. Well, he was mature coming in because he knew how to act. and he acted the way he knew. And we never had a problem with him. That's great leadership. And that's a great story to be able to tell young people, that when you come in here and we recruit you, listen to what we're saying. And if you have that coming in your mind, you have a head start. We're not gonna, we're not gonna play games here. And we have very serious customers. And that's why a guy like Abe Assad is in the lineup. So, great question. The more attention that he gets, the better for me. And he's got a wrestling mind. And we always knew that. But, you sit with a guy in a hospital room, there's more words come out of his mouth than ever before. So you knew the mentality was there because of how he competed, but he also is very good philosophy-wise, coaching, good communicating, the principles and standards of what high-level living is all about. That's why his numbers are going the right direction. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks.